32. I didn't have enough time to complete the chili yesterday. We've got the pipe inside the hose, so that's all done. We've just got to sort out the connectors on the ends now. As I mentioned earlier, we're using 15mm compression fittings. Because I'm going to put the hose onto here and then clamp, there's a good chance that water's going to follow the thread and leak. So I filled the thread on the end of 2 of these, one for each end, with a bit of filler. It's a product designed for water. You can use it pretty much on anything. It's a 2-pack filler. I think some people call it one of the trade names is chemical metal. So I filled them. I've just got to sand them down so they're nice and smooth, and that will make a smooth surface for the hose to go on, which is a little bit tight, and then we can use the Jubilee clip around that, and that should give us a decent seal then. That's what I'm going to do. I've got a very old file just to take the worst off. I've obviously got the threads to be my guide on it, really. That's not taken as long as I thought it would, which is nice. So hopefully you can see a couple of little bits we've missed, like that side. But I'm thinking with the tube hose on there and clamp down, that should do the trick. So the 8mm will go all the way through, well, from that side, go all the way through. Then we'll attach that one onto the hose. The other side there, I've got an 8mm to 15mm compression reducer. Essentially it's just a piece of machined metal, brass that goes in there with a small 8mm olive. So we put that on, we then tighten that down, and that will give us our seal that side. That side and that side will be sealed, and this will be the feed or the return for the cold water flow from the mains. On the other end of the 8mm that comes out of here, obviously want to stick a connector of some sort. At the moment I'm using the Horticultural Society twist lock Gecko, I think they're called, fittings. They're just a slightly cheaper version. But I've got a bit of a problem with them. I've set up the brewery using them, and now I can't get hold of the hose ends. So I'm not sure whether the genuine Gecko ones are the same or not. There's another issue that I have, is when you're undoing the hoses when they're hot, the fittings are hot, and you've got to hold and push them. Potentially you burn your hands. I can get over it with put gloves on or tea towel or something like that. But I'm thinking of going across to cam lock fittings. So these ones I'll probably put the twist, the Gecko style ones on for now, because I've got some. But at some future point I'm going to upgrade, I think, to the stainless steel cam lock, because I know I can get the hose bits for them. They're just going to carry on making them. I got the other fittings fairly cheap, and didn't think that they discontinued them. So I lost out a little bit there, but there we go, we can get on with it. So I'm going to carry on with this. I've just got to look where the spirals end and go just past that point to cut the hose to put that in. So the 8mm I fit all the way through, and then this will clamp inside the hose. It's a little bit on the tight side, which is good. So I'm going to crack on with that. So I've cut the end off the hose, straightened out this part, So we're going to poke that on like that, and then there. But the first thing I've got to do is put the Jubilee clip on. I also want to consider, as the Jubilee clip tightens up, what way that tail is going to go. So I'll probably put it onto the inside. Yeah, probably the inside going up, because I have the connection for the hose coming this side. This top one will be the out, so that will just go on to the hose, just into the garden or something, or collect the water. So if I put this on first, over there, otherwise I'm going to be very disappointed that I've got to take the other one off. And I should, there we go, feed that in. That tight. Just need to loosen that off a little bit. Tricky, isn't it? Because the PVC pipe's kind of sticky. I think that'll be okay. Make sure the Jubilee clip tightens just on top of the thread. I'll probably, in fact, turn it around and try and tighten it there. So I've managed to attach the fitting onto the hose. That's nice and tight. I think I said I might stick the Gecko type fitting on here. I forgot that I bought these. These were the hose lock fittings. They're just brass. They've got a washer inside. And on these compression fittings, this edge here is really sharp. Well, it's not sharp, but it's chamfered inside, so it squashes the olive in. So what I've done, because I've tried these seals before, every time you tighten them down, they just cut in. This cuts into the seal. So I filed this flat. It's not overly flat, but it's flatter than it was. So hopefully that will give a decent seal. So this one I can screw straight in, and that should give us a decent seal. The next thing we have to do on here is put connect the 8mm pipe onto the fitting. But as you can see, there's lots of play here, so there's going to be bags of room for the fluid, for the water to run through. But before I do that compression fitting, I'm going to do the other end, just to make sure that's all together first. So this end, we're coming all the way back to here, where the threads, the spiral starts. I want to hang on to a little bit of the 8mm because I want to make a thermo well. So I want that as straight as I can so I can use that bit. Jubilee clips. Now I know he's a bit tight, I'll loosen him off. So pop that on first. on this one, I'm going to put, I want to be able to, I'd like to be able to regulate the flow of the water through the counterflow chiller. So in order to do that, I need to stick a valve on it. So I've just got a cheap lever valve, ball valve, sorry, that I'll then be able to manage the flow in or out. I'm not sure whether I'm going to manage the flow on the out or the in yet, because you put the tap on and then let it run. I don't know whether to keep this pressurized with the water, or just let it run out freely. I'll probably do it pressurized, thinking about it. So I'll probably fill from the bottom and have the hose on the top, have the valve on the top. So you want to see which way it's going to turn. You want it to turn away from the fitting, otherwise it will foul that. So I need to attach it to this fitting there, and I think what I'm going to do is do this before I put the hose on. So I need to put some PTFE tape on here, screw the fitting in, get that nice and tight, and then on the other side put a running nipple, it is there, and then the other hose connector. These running nipples have got a flat surface, there's no need to file these ones, and I'll just assemble all this with PTFE tape before I start. I need to turn that the other way, don't I? That was a good spot. So we've got this all attached. What I'm going to do is then attach that with a cable tie. The other thing we need to do, so that'll turn off and then on, is we need to attach the 8mm onto there. To do that, I've bought these parts. They all come in one. That goes in the middle, and then that. I drop the olive out. So essentially squash like that. That sits into the fitting. The olive in between these two pieces, and then the existing nut goes on the top. So here we go. That's the reducer part on. This is the olive. See if I can find another one of the olives. The problem with using stuff this small is the tiniest little dink on the edge of that. I don't want to play. There we go. So that one's on. And we have that half drops on. And then just as normal, you just tighten this one up, make sure it's all central. 24mm spanner. And this creates your seal. So hopefully that's going to be sealed. The ear's turning on there, so maybe I need to tighten them up a bit more. So now everything's together. The only thing we need to do is stick some connectors on the ends of the copper pipe for the wort to flow through. I don't need to worry about that when it's pressure test it, because the wort running through isn't actually going to have much pressure anyway. It needs to be watertight, but it's the tap water that's going to create the pressure. So hopefully everything's all sealed. Just going to set up to give this a quick wet test and see how it fares. Right then, the hose is connected. I have to go inside to turn the hose on. This is closed, so I'll turn the hose on. Hopefully both sides will stay dry, but you'll be the first to know if they're not, because I'll be inside. Back in a minute. The tap is on full. There's a leak down there, and where the connector is, not what I've done today. These ends are both dry. Got water in up to there. There's quite a pressure in this top one. Just going to bring you in a little bit closer. Down on the floor it's all bubbly, because if you remember we used washing up liquid in there. If I turn this hose on, you see all the water darting around in there. Bubbles. So I guess we're creating some turbulence. Try and move and get all the air out. So we're on full pressure. And it's holding the pressure really well. I thought the hose would, there's no issue with that. If we look down at this joint here, everything feels dry. And then if we go up to the top here and look at this joint, it's looking dry. Everything feels dry. I can probably say it works. Very happy. Right, we call that a success. So now we've got a 10 metre Counterflow Wort chiller. I just got to get them two connectors one for each end. I'll get them pretty soon, or certainly before I do the next brew. So once I do the next brew, I'll video it so we can see the Counterflow chiller in action, measure the temperatures coming in and out, etc. Just so we know it's doing a good job, which I don't have any doubts that it will. So thank you very much for watching. If you like what I'm doing, just up here you should see the subscribe button. Just over here should be another video. And if you want to comment, just down below. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. I've moved on to day 2. I just didn't have enough time to sort